I can hear someone calling me. Her voice is lovely and beautiful, with a tinge of translucency to it. Where am I? Where is that? I woke up in this weird pit. Piles of bones were everywhere, and a plethora of signs were written in blood on the floor. One of them spoke of the Wonderland. The Wonderland? Really? Like the land of fairy tales? Is that what I got myself into? A door. There was a door. It was locked, but surely I can. Oh my god. I checked for a pulse and he was anything but alive. I felt horrible about it, but I searched his body. Got my hands dirty already. I found the key on his body. It allowed me to finally get through the door. The door led to a ladder. The wall I was scaling was filled with random objects and furniture. It was odd, but it felt natural at this point. I came across a trail of blood leading to a door. And behind that door, oh wow, things are getting a whole lot more complicated. I searched a couple of bodies and got some items, and for some reason it didn't feel as bad this time around. I really don't want to get used to this. A human? About time I met someone.
Meow ringing. Fin vertically, narrow horizontally, around this wonderland with no up or down. And where are you in such a hurry to go? Did you say allies? For now, you'll be fine just walking around as you please. You'll get there someday. Meow. Though if you take the red door, maybe you'll drop dead. My condolences. The Cheshire Cat never learned how to take responsibility. Meow.
A lot more questions and a lot less answers. I don't know why I'm surprised. You again?
Since you're so very miserable, you can have a gift if you like. Meow. Covet them, but only one. Meow.
Under not too much thought, I ended up picking the master key because if I'm gonna get out of here, I'll definitely need to go places. Besides the weird cat girl, there was a door. Well, luckily I did get one, so that didn't hold me back. But that just made me think, am I the first one here? Or... After walking around in a new area, I was attacked by a headless knight. I ended up having to defend myself. During this encounter, I learned that battles in the Wonderland are handled in a turn-based manner, much like chess. I obtained some souls from winning. Not sure what they're for, but I'm sure I'll find the use. Walked around for a lot more and I stumbled upon a campfire and a well. Besides it, there was a bench, and on the bench there was... a rabbit? I'm just gonna hope that he doesn't want to kick my ass.
You're an undead, and not an ordinary undead either. I can feel a very strong will in you. Do you have a dream? Well, not that I care. I finally escaped my hometown. I cannot afford to remain here forever and ever. My dream has only just begun. Don't know her. Still, sometimes it's better to go in without thinking rather than go after thinking. Can't guarantee your success though. You know how it is. Don't just swallow other people's words.
Sounds like a good guy. Good enough for me to not bother at least. I'll be on my merry... Who the fuck are you? Nightmare spirits. They're evil spirits that come after your twin cast if you flaunt it hard enough on their block. So, with this being the first one I've encountered, I realized, damn, you bunch of idiots ain't worth shit. I was laying God's fucking hands on this guy. Like, how could I even... Now where am I? This don't look like the afterlife unless the afterlife is folks towards bookworms.
Well, it's as close as you get to heaven in this hellhole.
Who said that? The fucking plushie?
The fucking plushie. Well, this is the library.
Doesn't tell me much, but anyway. What do you even do around here?
Well, you can check out the dungeon.
The dungeon?
Well, if you ever decide to take a girl by force, they go there.
Sometimes I regret asking questions. What else?
Well, if you want a challenge, ask the statue.
Now that's more up my valley. I walked up to the statue just like the bear told me, and it gave me an option to change the difficulty of encounters. I decided to bump it up to 3 because I haven't completely lost my mind yet to put it at 9. There was also some weird white door and with unlit torches above it. I'm not sure what that's about, but oh well. Talked a bit more to the bear and found out that he's actually a merchant. I can buy stuff and bring him weapons to upgrade if I ever find the materials for it. After that, I ended up just heading back to the rabbit hole to explore further. I decided to head to the left pathway from the red door. There were some enemies, but I just skipped over them, and stumbled upon a wall of doors. Odd. I headed in and it sent me to another again and again. The last door I went in actually led me to a room, and that room led up to a foggy doorway. And when I went in, there was a rabbit? I tried to use the firebombs due to the fact that they deal more damage to beasts, but even with that I barely got any opening in because the rabbit did in fact throw hands. Thankfully the blood vials and the passive health regen I get from a mace did manage to keep me alive, and I managed to beat up the foul beast. But once I did... What the fuck? Let's talk about the headhunting beast. This guy is the first proper boss of this game, and he's usually a massive fucking pushover. But since I raised the difficulty like an idiot, he actually proved the challenge. So what was the problem? He dealt too much damage. That's really it. If I didn't guard, I got one shot. Though I could generally keep myself alive pretty well when I did. But the problem is, how do I deal damage if I can't afford not to guard, which wastes a turn? Well, in the beginning of the second phase, the first thing the headhunting beast does is use a charge attack. This is indicated by this message right here. The charge in takes 1 turn, and by using the break option on it, it stuns the boss, which gives me a free turn to use however I please. So what was my plan? Poison. Specifically, orange marmalade. This is an item that applies the poison status effect, and it works exactly how you would expect the damage over time effect to work, dealing damage every turn for its full duration. The problem is the duration. The poison doesn't last that long. Considering each tick of poison deals percentage-based damage, which means instead of a flat number, the damage is dependent on the mass health of the enemy, which adds up to around 35% of the headhunting beast's health. And as you might be able to tell, 35% isn't exactly 100%. So what do? Well, there is an important threshold to break. 50%. See, this boss has a very unique pattern of attack. After entering the second phase and doing his charge attack, he keeps reusing the same attack, but when the boss reaches 50% or under, he keeps doing the charge attack over and over again. Which means I can actually get consistent damage in, so we need 15 more percent, without taking an extra turn. I tried everything. Upgrading my equipment, trying out other builds, literally everything. Until, when I was just walking around and decided to try some stuff out in battle, I realized throwing knives don't waste a turn to use. They deal a mere 40 amount of damage at best, but any bit of damage counts considering it's free. So, what was the plan now? I need more throwing knives. And then I remembered, for souls, you can buy throwing knives at the polar bear. So what did I do? Well, after selling some stuff I found around while looting, and with those souls I bought blood vials to heal myself, and 99 throwing knives. So, I came back to the fight, and this time I was ready. I beat the first phase, charge broke him, applied the poison, and manually threw 99 throwing knives. It's shoddy work at best, but it works just fine. So fine, in fact, that it did get him to 50%, which gave me an opening. On the first stun, I decided to apply another weaker poison I had in my inventory for a little extra damage. And clearly, Lady Luck was a big fan of my work, so when I actually dealt my first hit, it was a crit! And then I was able to stun lock the fucking thing until it died. There's a lot you can say about me, but the one thing you'll never take away from me is that I'm so stubborn that I'll never give up until I win!